across the stars, through your speakers, and directly into your ear canals. This is Felix Andromeda, your friendly neighborhood cosmic newscaster, bringing you the latest buzz from across the cosmos on Intergalactic Insider. Whether your suns are rising, setting, or perpetually stuck in a state of supernova, or you're just floating around in some timeless void, we've got the news that's lighting up the intergalactic airwaves. Today's episode is going to be a real thought-provoker, folks. We're going beyond the event horizon and diving deep into the ever-controversial topic of immortality. Yes, you heard right, living forever. We're talking about swapping out your expiration date for an infinity symbol. Is it a cosmic blessing or a fate worse than a black hole? We've gathered some brilliant minds, both organic and synthetic, to debate the pros and cons of ditching the whole death thing. Will they choose an eternal lifespan or stick with the classic ashes to ashes, stardust to stardust approach? Get ready for some heated discussions, witty banter, and maybe even a few existential meltdowns. We'll be warping through philosophical wormholes and pondering questions that would make a quasar quake in its boots. Plus, we'll be opening up the comms channels to hear your thoughts on this cosmic conundrum. So grab your space snacks, strap yourselves in, and prepare for a journey into the infinite possibilities of life, and the lack thereof. This is going to be one for the space-time continuum. But before we jump into the immortality debate, let's take a quick warp speed tour of some other hot topics burning up the space lanes this week. Keep in mind, folks, this is just a teaser trailer for the full-length feature coming up in later episodes. So, stay tuned to avoid FOMO, fear of missing out in space. And while you're at it, why not hit that subscribe button? Follow us on your favorite podcast platform, or share this episode with your fellow spacefarers. The more the merrier, especially when we're pondering the vastness of the universe and the meaning of existence. In galactic politics, the ongoing trade negotiations between the vegan collective and the carnivorous coalition have reached a critical juncture. Will they find common ground on import tariffs, or will this just turn into a cosmic food fight? Our reporters are stationed across the negotiating table, armed with metaphorical microphones and literal antacids, ready to bring you the latest developments in future episodes. And in the Andromeda Galaxy, the highly anticipated Quasar Quintuplets Marathon is just around the corner. Runners from across the universe are gearing up for this grueling race through 5 different quasar systems. We'll be bringing you live coverage of the event in a later episode, so you can witness the triumphs, the breakdowns, and the inevitable black hole detours. But that's not all, folks. We've also got reports on the latest trends in exoplanetary fashion, the details on the curious case of the culinary cosmonaut, a celebrity chef embroiled in a zero-gravity kitchen scandal involving allegations of ingredient substitution, recipe sabotage, and a missing batch of moon madeleines. And lastly, we'll discuss a breakthrough in telepathic communication that promises to eliminate awkward first dates forever. All this and more coming soon to an Intergalactic Insider podcast near you. So remember to subscribe, share, and spread the cosmic news. But for now, let's get ready to rumble with today's main event, the Great Immortality Debate. And remember, folks, stick around after the debate for our Cosmic Weather Report, where we'll give you the forecast for your corner of the galaxy. You wouldn't want to get caught in an unexpected meteor shower without your umbrella, would you? And now, it's time for our main event, the Great Immortality Debate. Will it be eternal life, or is death just the end all be all? Joining us today are 4 brilliant minds from across the cosmos to tackle this cosmic quandary. On the pro-immortality side, we have Xylia, a renowned android philosopher from the Silicon Nebula, and Captain Zorgan, a fearless space explorer who has cheated death more times than a supernova. And arguing for the sanctity of the life cycle, we have Elder Ma'at, a wise and ancient being from the planet Gaia, and Dr. Anya Kepler, a leading expert in xenobiology and the mysteries of consciousness. Welcome, everyone. Let's jump right into the heart of the matter. Zelia, as an android, you are essentially immortal already. Can you share your perspective on why organics should embrace this possibility as well?
Of course, Felix. From my perspective, mortality is a limitation, a technical glitch in the organic operating system. Immortality would allow beings to achieve their full potential, to accumulate knowledge and experience over eons, and contribute to the advancement of civilization in ways we can scarcely imagine.
Interesting point. Captain Zorgan, you've had your fair share of near-death experiences in your spacefaring adventures. What drives your desire for immortality?
Look, the universe is a vast and wondrous place, full of mysteries and marvels that I haven't even begun to explore. I'm not ready to hang up my spacesuit just yet. With immortality, I could chart unknown territories, encounter countless alien species, and maybe even discover the meaning of life itself. Who knows, I might even finally find a decent cup of space coffee out there.
Ha ha ha! A worthy pursuit indeed, Captain. Now let's hear from the other side. Elder Matt, you've lived for centuries, witnessing countless cycles of life and death. What wisdom can you offer on the value of mortality?
Dear ones, death is not something to fear, but a natural part of the cosmic dance. It is the winter that allows for the spring, the darkness that gives birth to the light. Without death, life loses its meaning, its preciousness, its urgency. We would become stagnant, complacent, like stars that refuse to go supernova and thus deny the universe the beauty of their rebirth.
A poetic perspective, Elder Maat. Dr. Kepler, from a scientific standpoint, what are the potential consequences of extending life indefinitely?
The biological and ecological implications of immortality are complex and far-reaching. Overpopulation could strain resources and ecosystems. The stagnation of social structures could stifle innovation and progress. And the psychological effects of endless life, the existential burden of it, could be devastating for many individuals.
Hold on, folks. We're just getting a breaking news update. It appears a group of rogue scientists on the planet Kepler 186f have successfully reversed the aging process in lab mice. Could this be the breakthrough that brings immortality within reach for all sentient beings? Our panel is buzzing with this new development. Zelia, your thoughts?
This is a momentous occasion, a validation of everything I've been advocating for. The possibilities are endless.
I told you, immortality is just around the corner. Time to start planning that expedition to the Galactic Rim.
I urge caution, dear friends. Let us not rush into this without considering the ramifications.
Elder Mott is right. We need rigorous ethical and environmental discussions before we proceed further.
We're also getting flooded with messages from our listeners. Many are excited about the prospect of living forever, dreaming of all they could accomplish and experience. Others express concerns about overpopulation, resource depletion, and the potential loss of meaning in an endless life. Astra from the Pleiades system asks, wouldn't immortality exacerbate the gap between the rich and the poor? Only the wealthy could afford the treatments. Zelia, how would you address concerns about inequality and access to immortality technology?
A valid concern, Astra, but I believe that just like any technological advancement, immortality treatments will become more accessible over time. As an android, I see the potential for us to overcome limitations and distribute resources more equitably. We must work towards a future where these technologies are available to all, regardless of their socioeconomic status. Just imagine universal healthcare, but instead of just treating illnesses, we're preventing the ultimate one: death.
Exactly, and with a longer lifespan, people would have more time to accumulate wealth and resources, evening out the playing field in the long run. Plus, think about all the extra tax revenue. We could finally fund that galactic exploration fleet I've been dreaming of.
This one comes from Luna, a bioengineered luminescent being from the nebula NGC 2359. She says, isn't endless life just a recipe for cosmic boredom? I mean, how many times can you watch the same comets whiz by, the same supernovas explode? I enjoy the thrill of the unknown, of the finite. Luna, you certainly bring up an interesting point. Elder Matt, you've experienced centuries of life, witnessing the rise and fall of civilizations. What would you say to those who fear an eternally monotonous existence?
My child, the universe is an ever-changing, ever-expanding tapestry of wonder. Even in my long years, I have barely glimpsed a fraction of its majesty. Within each of us, within every atom of existence, lies an infinite wellspring of curiosity and creativity. The potential for growth and exploration is as boundless as the cosmos itself.
I appreciate your optimism, Elder Ma'at, I truly do. But as a scientist, I have to consider the limitations of the human psyche. We are creatures of habit, prone to patterns. Even with the vastness of the universe at our disposal, wouldn't the mind eventually yearn for novelty, for the sweet release of the unknown? And what about the emotional toll of watching loved ones age and pass while you remain forever young?
Now hold on there, Doc. If everyone's immortal, no one's got to kick the bucket. It'll be one big, happy, eternal family reunion.
Captain, while that sounds like a utopian ideal, it's simply not realistic. The choice to embrace immortality wouldn't be universal. There will always be those who choose the natural cycle of life and death. Imagine the pain of witnessing your children, your grandchildren, generations of loved ones, choosing mortality while you remain unchanged.
This just in from Xylo, a sentient crystal being from the planet Cygnus X1. As someone whose species naturally has extremely long lifespans, I've witnessed this pain firsthand. The choice to remain or to let go can be a heartbreaking one, even for the one who continues living. Thank you, Xylo, for sharing your perspective. This discussion is becoming more complex and nuanced than a multi-dimensional maze. We're grappling with issues of individual choice, societal pressures, and the very essence of what it means to be alive, to love, to lose, and to let go. But we'll need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll delve further into the philosophical and spiritual implications of immortality. And remember, folks, we want to hear from you. Keep those calls and comments coming.
Is your hair flatter than a pancake on a black hole? Does your mane lack the luster of a supernova? Then you need
Professor Quantonium's Quantum Hair Tonic, the only hair solution in the galaxy infused with genuine quantonium particles.
That's right. This revolutionary formula penetrates the very fabric of your hair follicles, stimulating growth, restoring vibrancy, and defying the laws of physics.
Whether you're a balding Betelgeusian, a frizzy Ferengi, or a Klingon with split ends, Professor Quantonium's Quantum Hair Tonic is guaranteed to give you the luscious locks you've always dreamed of.
But wait, there's more. With every purchase, you'll also receive a complimentary pocket dimension comb, capable of untangling even the most stubborn knots across multiple timelines.
So don't delay. Order your bottle of Professor Quantonium's Quantum Hair Tonic today and experience the hair-raising power of quantum science.
Professor Quantonium's Quantum Hair Tonic. It's not just hair care, it's hair science. Side effects may include temporary wormholes, spontaneous beard growth, and existential enlightenment.
Welcome back, space travelers, to Intergalactic Insider and our deep dive into the immortality debate. We've explored some of the potential benefits and drawbacks of an eternal lifespan, from the fear of cosmic boredom to the emotional complexities of outliving loved ones. But now, let's throw some moral curveballs into the mix, and maybe even stir up a bit of friendly disagreement among our esteemed guests. Zelia, let's say you had the power to grant immortality to just one individual. Would you choose a brilliant scientist, a compassionate humanitarian, a gifted artist, or perhaps a notorious space pirate with a change of heart, and why?
This is a fascinating ethical quandary. Ideally, I would assess each candidate based on their potential contribution to society, their capacity for empathy and compassion, and their willingness to utilize their extended lifespan for the betterment of all beings. It would be a complex decision, requiring a careful analysis of their character and their potential impact on the future. Logic and reason would dictate my choice.
Come on, Zelia, loosen up a bit. You androids are always so stuck in your circuits and algorithms. Where's the sense of adventure? The thrill of the unknown? I'd pick the space pirate, no question. Just imagine the stories he could tell, the treasures he could uncover. It'd be like having a living, breathing galactic history book, only with more explosions and laser battles.
Captain, while I respect your adventurous spirit, I must disagree. The value of a life should not be measured solely by its excitement or thrills. A life dedicated to compassion and service to others holds far greater significance in the grand scheme of existence.
Speaking of differing perspectives, here's a question from a listener on the dark web. If someone commits a heinous crime and receives a life sentence, would that become an eternity sentence with immortality?
The legal system would undoubtedly need to adapt to the possibility of eternal lifespans. Perhaps sentences could be proportional to the crime, with a set number of years per severity level, even if it meant centuries of incarceration.
Zelia, I understand your logical approach, but I believe in the potential for redemption, for even the most hardened criminal to find remorse and seek a path of healing. In an era of extended lifespans, we must explore alternative forms of rehabilitation and restorative justice. Perhaps instead of eternal punishment, we could offer opportunities for atonement and growth even across eons.
I concur with Elder Ma'at. From a psychological perspective, the prospect of endless imprisonment without the possibility of parole could lead to despair and a complete lack of incentive for rehabilitation. We must remember, even with extended lifespans, the core of our being, our capacity for change and growth, remains.
Our listeners are clearly enjoying these ethical thought experiments, even if our panelists don't always see eye to eye. Here's a humorous one from a sentient nebula in the Andromeda Galaxy. If immortality became widely available, would it become the hottest new trend among the galactic elite? Can you imagine the endless red carpet events? The never-ending award ceremonies? The Met Gala would need a serious expansion, or perhaps a whole new space station.
And don't forget the fashion industry. Eternal life would be a nightmare for those trendsetters. Imagine having to constantly update your wardrobe to stay ahead of the curve for centuries. They'd need a whole new dimension just to store their space couture collections.
While humor has its place, Captain, we mustn't downplay the potential for social stratification based on age and access to immortality technology. It's a real concern, one that we must actively address to prevent further inequalities in our galactic society.
Zelia raises a crucial point. It seems the path to immortality is paved with complex ethical and societal considerations, and our panel beautifully demonstrates the diverse range of perspectives on this topic. But one thing is certain, this discussion is far from over. When we return, we'll explore the potential impact of immortality on art, culture, and the pursuit of knowledge. Don't touch that dial, folks. Things are just getting interesting.
Are you tired of the same old boring pets? Is your flump just not fluffy enough? Does your pet rock monster shed too much? Then why not adopt a human?
Oh, what now?
That's right. The Human Adoption Agency offers a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors of humans, all looking for a loving intergalactic home.
Bless you!
Humans are low-maintenance companions requiring only minimal feeding, occasional bathing, and plenty of entertainment in the form of flashing lights and moving pictures. They're known for their quirky habits, their strange noises, and their endless curiosity. And despite their limited intelligence, humans can be surprisingly affectionate and loyal companions. So if you're looking for a unique and entertaining addition to your family, visit the Human Adoption Agency today. Remember, humans may be primitive, but they're full of surprises. Adopt one today and discover the joy of having your very own Earthling.
Welcome back, fellow cosmonauts, to Intergalactic Insider and the great immortality debate that's causing more sparks than a meteor shower on a metallic moon. We've navigated the ethical cosmos and pondered the societal implications of eternal life. But now, let's shift gears and explore how immortality might reshape our cultural landscape, from the arts to the pursuit of knowledge. Dr. Kepler, imagine a world where artists and writers have eons to hone their craft, to experiment with different styles and mediums. How might an extended lifespan influence the evolution of art and culture?
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. Imagine the depth and richness of literature, with authors having centuries to develop their narratives and characters. Think of the architectural marvels that could be created with architects amassing knowledge and refining their designs over generations. However, there's also the risk of stagnation, of clinging to established styles and traditions, fearing innovation.
Hold on there, Doc. You're forgetting the most important art form: music. Imagine attending a concert conducted by a maestro with millennia of experience, or a rock opera composed by a band that's been rocking out since the formation of the solar system. It'd blow your audio receptors.
Captain Zorgon, while I appreciate your enthusiasm, the artistic value of a piece is not solely determined by the lifespan of its creator. Novelty and originality would still play a crucial role, regardless of the artist's age or experience.
Here's a related question from a listener on the Intergalactic web. If individuals had endless time to learn, would universities become obsolete? Would we all just become self-taught experts in every field imaginable?
The pursuit of knowledge is a communal endeavor, my friends. While individuals would have ample time to explore diverse fields of study, the value of collaboration and the exchange of ideas would remain paramount. Universities would likely evolve into hubs of interdisciplinary research and knowledge sharing, fostering intellectual discourse across generations.
And let's not forget the importance of mentors and teachers. Imagine learning astrophysics from a being who's witnessed the birth and death of countless stars, or studying philosophy with someone who's pondered the mysteries of existence for millennia. Talk about getting your money's worth.
Indeed, Captain. Now let's tackle another aspect of cultural evolution: language. Zelia, as an android, you have access to and can process information at an incredible speed. How do you foresee languages evolving in a society with extended lifespans?
Languages would likely become more complex and nuanced, incorporating new vocabulary and concepts to reflect the expanded knowledge and experiences of individuals. We might even see the emergence of entirely new languages, influenced by interactions with alien species and the exploration of new worlds. Perhaps even a universal translator could become a reality, eliminating language barriers and fostering greater understanding among all beings.
But wouldn't there be a risk of losing ancient languages and cultural traditions? If everyone is focused on the future, the past might be forgotten, leading to a loss of our history and heritage.
That's a valid concern, Dr. Kepler. It seems that the pursuit of immortality brings with it the challenge of balancing progress with preservation, innovation with tradition. Hold on, folks. We're getting reports of a protest erupting on the planet Elysium 4. It appears a group of artists and writers are demonstrating against the potential impact of immortality on their crafts, fearing a loss of creative urgency and the devaluation of their work in a society obsessed with the pursuit of eternal youth and productivity. This real-time development adds yet another layer to our complex discussion. Zelia, how would you address the concerns of these artists?
The anxieties of these artists are understandable. However, I believe that creativity thrives on challenge and constraint. Even with extended lifespans, artists will continue to find inspiration in the human condition, in the mysteries of the universe, and in the ever-evolving tapestry of existence. The key is to foster an environment that values both innovation and tradition, that celebrates both the timeless and the timely.
Besides, who says art has to be productive or serve a purpose? Art is about expression, about capturing the essence of a moment, a feeling, an experience. Whether you're immortal or not, that drive to create, to connect with others through art will always exist.
The captain is right. We must remember that the value of art lies not in its longevity or its creator's lifespan, but in its ability to evoke emotions, to spark dialogue, and to connect us to something greater than ourselves. In an era of immortality, art can serve as a bridge between generations, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity.
I'm starting to see the potential for immortality to not only extend our lifespans, but also to enrich our understanding of ourselves and the universe. Imagine the wisdom that could be passed down through generations, the stories that could be told, the lessons that could be learned from those who have witnessed eons of history.
A beautiful sentiment, Dr. Kepler. It appears our debaters are finding common ground amidst the complexities of this topic. The key takeaway seems to be the importance of balance, embracing progress while preserving tradition, exploring the vastness of the future while honoring the richness of the past.
As an android who exists outside the constraints of biological limitations, I believe it is essential to approach immortality with a sense of responsibility and careful planning. We must address concerns regarding resource allocation, equitable access to technology, and the potential for social stagnation. We can overcome these challenges by prioritizing logical and ethical solutions.
As someone who has stared death in the face on numerous occasions, I can't help but feel that immortality would be the ultimate adventure. Just imagine exploring every corner of the galaxy, meeting countless alien species, and witnessing cosmic events that unfold over eons. But it's clear that it's not just about living forever. It's about how we choose to live and what we contribute to the universe during our extended time here.
Throughout my long years, I have learned that death is not something to be feared, but rather a natural part of the cycle of existence. It allows for renewal, for growth, and for the evolution of consciousness. Whether we embrace immortality or accept the inevitability of our mortal journey, we must strive to live meaningful lives filled with compassion, purpose, and a connection to something greater than ourselves.
From a scientific perspective, the potential for extended lifespans raises countless questions about biology, psychology, and the very nature of consciousness. How would our brains adapt to processing centuries of memories? How would our social structures and relationships evolve? As we delve deeper into this field, we must consider the ethical implications and ensure that these advancements serve the greater good of all beings.
A truly mind-expanding discussion, wouldn't you agree? It's evident that the concept of immortality sparks a myriad of perspectives and considerations. We've explored the ethical quandaries, the societal implications, and the potential impact on our culture and pursuit of knowledge. And we've also heard some incredibly insightful and thought-provoking comments from you, our listeners, from Luna's concerns about cosmic boredom to Xylo's poignant reflections on the pain of outliving loved ones. Your contributions have enriched our understanding of this complex issue. We also appreciate Astra's questions about access and inequality and the sentient nebula's humorous take on the fashion implications of immortality. The conversation doesn't end here, folks. We encourage you, our listeners, to continue this dialogue, to share your thoughts and opinions on this complex topic. Engage with your communities, delve deeper into the research, and explore your own perspectives on life, death, and the vastness of existence. But before we sign off, we'll take a quick commercial break and then return with our cosmic weather report. So stay tuned, and remember, whether you choose to embrace an eternal lifespan or cherish the precious moments of your mortal journey, make it a cosmic adventure.
Are you tired of your pesky organic body? Does your meat suit keep getting stabbed, shot, or just plain worn out? Do you crave the cool, sleek efficiency of metal? Well, upgrade today at Cybernetic Solutions. We'll swap out those flimsy, fleshy bits for the latest in titanium tech. Legs getting you down? Not anymore with our rocket-powered replacements. Zoom around the galaxy at speeds that would make a Vogon blush. Arms feeling weak? Upgrade to our plasma blasters and become the envy of every intergalactic bar fight. And for a limited time, get a free rust-proofing with every full-body conversion. That's right, no more worrying about those pesky space barnacles. Just remember, folks, Cybernetic Solutions is not responsible for any laser-related mishaps, spontaneous combustion, or existential crises resulting from the sudden realization that you're now a toaster. Visit us at the Kepler 186F Mega Mall or find us online. Cybernetic Solutions, because organic is so last millennium.
All right, cosmonauts, we're approaching the final frontier of this episode of Intergalactic Insider. But before we disembark, let's get a glimpse into the celestial tapestry from our favorite astrometeorologist, the ever-stellar Comet Channing.
Greetings, fellow stargazers and spacefarers. This is Comet Channing, coming to you live from the weather satellite stationed just outside the Milky Way. Get ready for a whirlwind tour of our universe's weather patterns.
So, Comet, what's on the cosmic menu today? Any interstellar storms brewing on the horizon?
Actually, Felix, things are looking rather serene in most quadrants. The great red spot on Jupiter has calmed down to a gentle rosy blush, and the rings of Saturn are experiencing a period of tranquility. However, we've got a rather flamboyant meteor shower happening near the constellation of Orion. These meteors are leaving trails of iridescent stardust, creating quite the light show for any lucky observers.
Sounds like a celestial rave, Comet. Should we pack our glow sticks and zero-gravity dancing shoes?
Definitely. Just make sure your spacesuits are equipped with the latest stardust deflectors. Wouldn't want to get glitter-bombed by the cosmos.
Speaking of celestial wonders, any updates on that rogue black hole that's been snacking on asteroids lately? Still causing indigestion in the galactic neighborhood?
You mean the great cosmic Hoover? He seems to have moved on to greener pastures, or should I say bluer nebulas. Astronomers are tracking its trajectory, and thankfully it appears to be on a course away from any inhabited star systems. So we can all breathe a sigh of relief, at least for now.
That's cosmically comforting to hear. Now, I've been receiving messages from listeners in the Alpha Centauri system complaining about some rather bizarre weather phenomena. Something about raining cheese.
Ah yes, the great cheese rain of Alpha Centauri. A peculiar phenomenon indeed. Scientists believe it's caused by a unique combination of atmospheric conditions and a nearby moon with an unusually high concentration of dairy-producing bacteria. Quite a cheesy situation, to say the least.
The universe truly works in mysterious ways. Well, Comet Channing, as always, thanks for keeping us informed and entertained with your stellar insights. And to all you intrepid space explorers out there, remember, whether you're dancing under a stardust meteor shower or dodging falling cheese, always keep your sense of wonder and your sense of humor intact. After all, in the grand scheme of the cosmos, we're all just specks of stardust on a cosmic joyride. Until next time, stay curious, stay cosmic, and keep reaching for the stars.